Well, hello everyone. It's another day and it's another sponsorship for everybody's favorite new spokesperson. And because I had to suffer through it, so do you. So we're going to let the 37 seconds play. Trust me, I know it says it's only 37 seconds long, but it only feels like a week and a half. So don't worry about it. I want to die already.
Olay, every day. SPF, that's just my way.
Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I didn't even see that screen that I paused on, but I'm so happy that that's what is there, and I'm going to use that in the thumbnail right now. But it's funny. I'm going to roll it back a little bit. I know that was only 10 seconds, and that's all I could take. But, yeah, the first thing that came to mind is like, oh, wow, Olay is now selling shaving cream. How adorable. But we gotta listen to it. Hey, I already had to, so you got to.
It's just my way. Getting sun, I'm going cray. Olay, oh slay. Every day this, every day that. Let me hit
Oh, slay, guys. Great. I didn't know Olay started to sell knives.
y'all with some scientific facts. Enough hydration for the whole nation. SPF, baby, we're glowing on the
Well, that's the first time that Dylan ever had to get cream from a bottle to put on his face, but all right.
daily. Monday, get my Vitsy. Tuesday, got lightweight and the
Why? Oh my god. Well, at least, okay, like if your grandma, if they haven't hung, or if she hadn't hung herself yet, wouldn't have to waste that much yarn, okay, if you had a little bit left at the bottom. It's a very slight individual. Always has that deranged look.
energy. Whips go from cream to liquid. Saturday, Sunday, I'm addicted. Olay, every day. SPF, that's just my way.
I hate this song. I hate it, and it's going to be in my fucking nightmares from now, probably until, well, the next stupid ad. You know what's funny? And you know what's also kind of secretly based right now? No car endorsement. Interesting.
Getting sun, I'm going cray. Olay, oh slay.
Yeah, we won't make you run through that one more time, but the new face of Oil of Olay, or I'm sorry, no, that's specific. It's just Olay now. Olay, oh slay, no way, big gay. That right there probably pocketed Dylan, I don't know, man, $15,000. It's like, you just announce this after you know all of the dog shit that is coming out about Anheuser-Busch and their VP of marketing. Oh my god, this bitch she is getting run through the ringer right now. Couldn't be more happy for her, because there's this 1 minute 5 second clip from make yourself, I have no fucking idea. We'll be able to see it a little bit more clearly here, because we're gonna play through this, because I know we went through her, you know, she got, yeah, her history has just been dug through. What's her name specifically? Alissa Heinerscheid. I can't say I'm surprised. But she's a she-her that's bounced around from corporation to corporation, killing them along the way. And, well, you're going to see more marketing VPs, more people in charge of all of these super woke decisions. All of their history, it's going to be dug through vociferously in the lead up to Pride Month, which is... the crescendo is going to be, if you think it's bad right now with all of the marketing and cringe songs, brother, it's going to get turned all the way up to not just 11. They're going to break that fucking knob clean off. So let's focus on this lady right now. Okay. An actual lady, not somebody in make-believe world. The head of Bud Light's decision that focusing the brand's future on transgender customer was the key to saving it. What? No, like, okay, nobody was really talking about Bud Light like that. Like, it was one of those beers that I've gone to parties before. I know, right? But no, it was always that beer wherever you'd see somebody pull up with it, nobody at the party would be overly excited about it, but then at the same time, yeah, you get a couple of side comments. It's like, oh, you want to keep your girly figure? Haha, is that transphobic? Yeah, I don't really care. Like, you'd get lampooned, but then at the same time, nobody would really turn it down. It wasn't like somebody was turning up with a 6-pack of Lucky Lager and then just drinking, you know, some of the harder stuff that the host had at the time. Okay, it wasn't one of those scumbag techniques. It was kind of equal value exchange, because that shit ain't cheap. But again, I've talked about this multiple times over, and everybody, at least in the commentariat sphere, seems to be dumbfounded. Oh, why would they do this? Why does company after company continue to do this? They just want the female dollar. Dude, 80% of the economy is controlled by women. They overwhelmingly control the debt, and yes, big corporations want to get in on that. Follow the fucking money. It's very simple to come to these conclusions. So now that you have these empowered women who just have a one-track mind when it comes to putting their little pet project activist agenda on display for the world to see, this is where it happens. This is the big crescendo. This is finally what they've all been working for, and they're so pissed off, and they will never admit that they've done anything wrong, that they're just going to double, triple, quadruple down on their failed fucking policies until everybody else is a smoldering disaster around them, just like the company that they currently occupy. And once the ashes start to simmer down, all the smoke is finally cleared, then they can just hop from one dead company to another dying company in order to just finish the fucking job. But what did she have to say on this topic to begin with? It's gonna be one of those days where we look at some videos and try to make sense of this warbling nonsense. I hope there's no jingles.
I'm a businesswoman. I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. And
pause. Why do they always have those crazy eyes? It's very interesting. And the big gaunt buck teeth. She kind of looks like a cousin of Jacinda Ardern, who you can bet dollars to, I guess, sheep, because she's New Zealand. She's a Kiwi. What's the proper term for a denizen of New Zealand? A New Zealander? She's going to be at one of these big multinational globalist corporations in incredibly short time. You just wait for it. That government to big business pipeline, it's never been more transparent. Just the back and forth that happens there. Okay.
And this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. If we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So
young drinkers. Oh, okay, cool. Oh shit, is that video out yet or not? I can't quite remember, but oh yeah, women are out binge drinking men. I might be spoiling a future video. I'm not entirely sure if that one's out yet. But yeah, I've got the stats to prove that one. Yeah, women are drinking more than... Yeah, I recorded that before everything kicked off. Huh, funny, presage that. Yeah, that'll be coming out very shortly, but within a week or so. But yeah, women are out drinking men, and she just said, oh, young people. They know exactly, because they have access to more numbers than I do with just a couple of article searches, so that's exactly what they're doing. Again, follow the fucking money. Follow it.
Had this super clear mandate. It's like we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone.
Where has that worked? Jesus Christ, that is... Okay, no, she looks like a love child between Jacinda Ardern and Steven Tyler. Yo. But where has that whole inclusion, diversity narrative actually worked? Like, one of the biggest backfires in marketing, it was the Gillette campaign from 2018 or 2019, somewhere in that. It might have even been earlier than that, but we need to stop toxic masculinity. And what's that? Finding an attractive woman on the street and then trying to engage her in conversation, and you just have the black guy cock blocking her, and it's like, have you never been outside before? Or cock blocking his friend. It's like, never happens, but okay, cool. Again, it's just how out of touch these marketers are. For all of the same talking points that I was discussing during the previous video, you can also see it right here. It's these people that live in these executive suites, all the decision makers that are out there. They haven't had to have been on the receiving end of the consequences of any of these decisions. In her case, more than likely, never in her life, okay? Or it's just been such a long time that there's no connection with the modern man. Hence why they think, oh, Bud Light's, it's declining, it's a dying brand. Now, you think goofy marketing campaigns because Old Spice did it once, but they were actually funny and it wasn't targeting, their consumer base. That's what you're kind of missing with this. But at the bottom of all of this diversity and inclusion shit is just the detestation of let's just call it exactly what it is. White, straight male. That's what it is. And who drinks Bud Light? White men. You can debate on the straight part.
It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men. And representation is at sort of the heart of evolution. You've got
the only people who care about that stuff are bitched up dudes, which there are plenty of, okay? And to women, they'll virtue signal off of it, but they don't actually care, though. Oh, wow. Oh, it's a beer for me. That means I'm going to drink it, but you'll never buy it, and you'll just pass it over for some White Claws. Like, just fucking come on.
Gotta see people who reflect you in the work. And we had this hangover. I mean, Bud Light had been kind of a brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor, and it was really important that we had another approach.
See, that's the problem. You know who your consumer base is. You just abjectly hate them. I didn't know that that little part at the end of it was going to be there, but I'm not surprised by it at all. She came into a spot trying to market and trying to sell a brand that she actually hates. You see this happen all the time in media, and whenever there's a new director announced for a new Star Wars project or just anything that's out there. What's his nuts there? You know, Kevin Stupid Crying Smith, okay, when he took over the Masters of the Universe, the He-Man shit, okay. Oh, I never watched it, but we're going to do something really special about it. Yeah, he killed the brand, and nobody followed up with the second half of the new relaunched season. It used to be back in the day, it was either people who founded a brand that they were incredibly passionate about, or it was people that came in that worked their way up through the corporate ladder, and they actually liked the company that they were working for. They had intrapreneurs as much as they had entrepreneurs on this stuff. They didn't just have these hired gun mercenaries that come in. There are more monumental failures that are out there. Okay, like one of the ones, especially if I can take a look at, just take a look and extrapolate this out to wrestling. Okay, WCW. This is pre Vince McMahon and all that shit. Okay, one of the big turning points that they had in the company was when they brought in a guy named Jim Herd to run the company after Cowboy Bill Watts. I think he was there beforehand, but anyways, no. Jim Herd came into the company. What was his background? Okay, and he was going to come in. He was going to be the big booker. He was going to write all of the angles. Okay, determine who's going to get what belt. Okay, the direction of the company that was a little bit waffling in the early 90s. What was his big decision? Or I'm sorry, what were his big career accomplishments in order to get that spot? He was the VP of sales at Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Like, okay, your average wrestling fan does enjoy a pizza, but marketing for a pizza company is a little bit different, just a touch different than running the second biggest wrestling company in the world. It's just disconnects like that. It's same thing with Vince Russo. Like, Vince Russo doesn't like wrestling. He loves trash, car crash TV. He wanted to write, and under the direction of Vince McMahon, incredibly successful. Obviously, you know, all of the more memorable late 90s, even though I don't even like that era of wrestling like that. I know, just sacrilege around, but he liked the ostentatious display of the Howard Stern show, Jerry Springer, Cops, all of that shit. He liked all of the trash tier stuff when it came to that. And yeah, he was really good when it came to working those, you know, promo segments. And yes, The Rock, This Is Your Life, which I don't know the last time you went back and watched that. Holy fuck, is that bad? Like, it's not like it's through a modern lens, the way that, you know, this broad out here is talking, it's out of touch humor. No, it's just long and boring, and it's carried by the charisma of The Rock and Mankind, but outside of that, it's like it's a really mid segment. And as much as it gets pushed as the highest rated segment in WWF history, actually, Stone Cold and Undertaker's championship match drew over 9 million viewers and had a higher share, anyways. But don't need to worry about that, okay? But what did Vince Russo do in order to get that spot? And that's what I was talking about to begin with. But Vince Russo used to write for a magazine. Writing for trash magazines, and then he got on, and then he got hired because he sent in an audition for writing for Raw magazine, which is still, you know, WWE or WWF at the time. That's somebody who detested modern wrestling, okay, tried to find a way and work his way in, was mildly successful, got to have full control over WCW, and killed it quicker than this bitch did to Bud Light. Like, is anybody shocked? Is anybody shocked when you don't have people that are passionate at high levels running a company they're going to make bad decisions, okay? Even if they're of the best intentions, it's never going to work out, because if they have their ideological perspective to push over top of the well-being of the company that they don't really have all that much stake in, you know what's going to go first. You know what they're going to push first. Bud Light is now saying that they aren't selling any of those transgender cans to the public. Oh, they had a public statement on this one. Very interesting. From time to time, we produce unique commemorative cans for fans and for brand influencers like Dylan Mulvaney. This commemorative can was a gift to celebrate a personal milestone. 365 days of cosplaying as a bitch? Interesting milestone. And is not for sale to the general public. Yeah, but what about that one tranny can that you had up there, okay, that I used in the thumbnail? Oh, yeah? No, what about that one? Is that going to be out there? Are you going to go back? Are you going to run all of those Pride cans for June of this year? You fucking know exactly what the answer to that question is. Fun fact, Alissa Gordon Heinerscheid, or Heinerscheid, sorry, whatever, the Bud Light VP responsible, and the lady who was talking in the previous video, for pivoting the Bud brand to court transgender beer drinkers. No, it's young women. That's who they're courting, with somebody that mocks all of the most hyper female characteristics. Yeah. Anyways, was so busy transitioning Bud, she hired a surrogate to have her baby for her. Yeah, exactly. All of these girl bosses, oh, girls can do anything, and they can do anything that a man can do, and they can do it in heels. Except for to have a family. That's why you have to outsource. Fan-fucking-tastic. And what does Amuse have right here? Shout out to him, by the way, for these little snippets of New York Post article. Executives at companies like Nike, Anheuser-Busch, Kate Spade, whose brand endorsements, and Olay. Okay, we can't forget that one. But that article looks like it was written a few days ago, so that's all right. That's all right. Turn to controversial trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney into today's woke it girl. That girl, I would say, aren't just virtue signaling. They're handing out lucrative deals to what were once considered fringe celebrities. Yeah, exactly. Because they have to, or risk failing an all-important social credit score. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, I've heard about this before. The Corporate Equality Index. It's the exact same shit. It's like, ESG, oh my god, it's ruining everything. But I guess this is specifically for consumer products. Corporate Equality Index. Again, these are the type of practices and policies that you get when you have a bunch of ideologues running your company. If you just, I don't know, gatekeep your institutions, who's been talking about that for months and months and years on end? Oh, right, yeah, smart people. If you keep them out, you don't have to play that stupid game. It fucking works. It's proven to work. But no, if you want to play stupid games, you win stupid fucking prizes. And guess what? You're all just angling for all of that money. Okay, all of that woke money that's out there. But guess what? That shit is drying up faster than Dylan Mulvaney's non-existent surgical vagina. Shit isn't working. Case in point. But yes, in case you were wondering what's going on with Anheuser-Busch, I present you Bud Light VP. And shout out to NFT Stool President, Wealthy. He's got a very long name. Okay, very long name. Alissa Gordon Heinerscheid, whatever. She, her, by the way. Yes, we've seen a screenshot. I didn't know if that was actually true or not, but yeah, no, she had pronouns in the bio because of course she does. You heard her speak. It makes total sense. Some agendas, female first, evolving and elevating an iconic brand, new era in marketing. Oh, you used to work for New Era? I love their hat. Oh, no, not that. She started 9 months ago. And what are her big accomplishments so far? Oh, not all that much. We needed a new era for Bud Light. Young, white, progressive female tells old white men in suits that their brand industry is all wrong and harmful and should be more inclusive and open to new ideas. That leads to the reintroduction to their customers. Okay, interesting. Bud's first ever, female-led marketing on Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly. Just some dude looking... Is that supposed to be a famous person? I think. I don't know. But again, it's just kind of like a drab existence. You sit around, I don't know, and just drink Bud Light with the pop top not pushed all the way back down, so you immediately just look retarded. So I guess you're trying to court the mentally challenged audience. Oh, right, you said you were courting the trans audience, so need not be redundant. But I don't know how you gauge the success of a Super Bowl campaign ad, because they go for what? Are they still in the 8-digit range? I don't know. I don't watch sports like that anymore. And I definitely don't follow the marketing budgets for corporations that could give two shits if I ever buy or consume or promote their product. Of course, she got celebrated all over Mediatown for being a female, being young, telling the C-suites that they're wrong and outdated, of course, without having any previous success to back her shit up. But I know everything because I'm a large-headed woman. God, she looks like somebody else too. Just something that haunts your nightmares. Knowing what's best for customers because she apparently don't know. Yeah, exactly. They don't know, man, but she has all the answers. That's why Bud Light, okay, and Boycott, everything that they're associated with, everything that they attach their name to, has been trending for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. But there's going to be more VPs just like her, and they're going to get put on blast. I'm going to cover it because it's, well, I believe it's an important story because now we're starting to see the crumbling of woke ideology, okay? That's what this is right here, okay? Trying to court an audience by using tertiary ideas and groups in an attempt to normalize that. Like, there's nothing wrong, okay? Like, if Bud Light wanted to take, a severe chick turn, you're already halfway there with having, light beer. And they've been doing all of those, in-can mixed drinks for a minute, like the in-can Caesar, okay, different flavored drinks. Like, okay, that's what you wanted to do? Okay, cool. You could still have your old classic brand, and you could have that marketed to a certain demographic in and of itself. And if you just wanted to have the seltzer crowd, something to compete against White Claw, yeah, man, that's fine too. That could work. But hitch yourself to a wagon that has a 42% liability rate, yeah, is probably not exactly the best ROI that you could hope for. But hey, man, I wish her and whoever's kid that she's raising nothing but the best, and best of luck in your future endeavors. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of your former co-workers out there on the streets soon enough. The streets are about to get fuller, but guess what? They're still as cold as ever, bitch. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.